With the San Diego Comic-Con 2025 wrapping up over the weekend, we've had some amazing reveals from Hasbro, specifically the Star Wars The Black Series, Marvel Legends, the G.I.Joe Classified series, and of course, Transformers. So let's get right to it. Let's kick things off with Star Wars The Black Series. Now, arguably, the Star Wars reveals and the panel were probably the most lackluster out of all the 4 toy line reveals we'll be discussing for this video. Okay, so we have another 2-pack. It seems that Hasbro has this affinity for 2-packs these days. So we have Emperor Palpatine, or well, he was Chancellor Palpatine before he became Emperor. And then this was the arrest scene where Mace Windu confronts him and he's the last one standing, and you all know what happened. Really something cool, I think, for hardcore collectors, but not really my thing. I don't know. Here we have the convention exclusive 2-pack of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker as they duel it out in a Mustafar. I thought it was a really great set, very strong set with all the props and all that, the lava, the floating things. I thought this was pretty cool. It's just something I don't need in my collection right now. A lot of hardcore collectors are probably going to be going after this one, but for me, especially for the price it's going to go for, I can already see this going for about $200 here in Manila. Once it hits stores in Manila, resellers are just going to jack up the prices on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going for $200. $150 probably would be the cheapest I could see this, but no, sorry, this is not for me. Now, this is something I was interested in. Big Asajj Ventress fan, and this is one of her looks well, if you watch the Clone Wars, she had become a bounty hunter, and yeah, it was okay. I mean, not a lot of fans wanted it. I thought this was pretty cool. I thought the head sculpt on this figure was pretty terrific. She comes with her double-bladed lightsaber and her new bounty hunter look. So I went ahead and put this in my cart on Amazon, but I am waiting for free shipping to drop, for this thing to go on free shipping, because right now shipping is a pain. If it's from the Amazon US site, just to ship to Manila is about $13. Maybe the cheapest is like 12 bucks. I think I'm gonna wait it out. I mean, there's a lot of stocks. People aren't really going gaga over this figure. It's not something that's highly in demand. I assume like in August, Amazon's probably gonna be offering free shipping for this one. So I'm gonna be waiting for that. She looks really cool. I think this is one of those figures that are really, really gonna be good. Yet another 2-pack we've got from The Empire Strikes Back. No, Luke, I am your father. No, that's impossible. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. No, anyway. That was a really, really cool scene. One of the most iconic scenes in Empire Strikes Back, their father reveal. He is your father. This has all the bells and whistles. You've got the effects and the lightsaber clashes. You've got the tower, everything you need to recreate that scene. Probably one of those sets that a lot of Darth Vader fans are going to be after. It looks to be the same old Darth Vader figure, but with shinier bits, maybe a better hilt for lightsaber. That cape, I think, is misleading. I don't think it's wired. Part of me is wishing it would be wired, but I think it's just some clever camera work. I don't think that's wired. That Luke Skywalker, I think it's the same buck. They just changed the head sculpt to be more accurate. Probably the best looking Bespin Luke we have right now. And then we have this. I mean, why? Why, out of all the repacks you could have put out, I don't get this. Jango Fett, are fans really after? Easy pass. This is interesting. We have the Stranger, or the Manny Jacinto character on the Acolyte. Now, not a lot of Acolyte fans out there. I know everyone's just been hating on that show. I was one of those fans that really enjoyed it. I don't know. I like it. Maybe other than the fact that this guy's Filipino, I have a soft spot for this character. Maybe, but I really thought it's one of the shining points. The really highlights of the show was this guy. You know, the show is dead, but I don't think the characters are quote unquote dead. I think they can rehash these characters in another series. There's so much richness in this period of Star Wars that I don't think Disney will shelve it permanently. So this is an interesting character. I thought the reveal was one of the highlights of the reveals for Black Series. He comes with those the helmet with teeth, and I actually thought that it was all going to be molded robes and all that. The top robe is obviously molded, but the bottom robes are soft goods. They'll allow for better articulation and posability. I think I really want it. As of this point of the review, it's still in my cart on Amazon, just like Asajj Ventress. And you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna wait for free shipping. And I don't think a lot of people are gonna be going after this one at the moment, so it's not gonna be out of stock at least a couple months. People are hating on the Acolyte. Not exactly something they want in their collection, but I think I want this guy. I think I really want this figure. And then we have probably one of the best 2-packs revealed, especially for collectors who are finding it hard to get these figures. We have Anakin Skywalker, and I think, if memory serves me correctly, I've just done a review of the Ahsoka version in that Dream and that World Between Worlds. I think this is the Ahsoka Anakin and not the retro carded anniversary Clone Wars version because of the soft goods waist cape. And that's, I think that's just the repack of the ever elusive Captain Rex. I think this is a welcome 2-pack for fans. This is the kind of thing that fans have been asking Hasbro to do for the longest time. So Hasbro decides to oblige the fans, but what do? Wait for it. This thing, of course it is. It is a store exclusive, only to Pulse and Disney parks. Wow, Hasbro. It's as though you guys hate fans and collectors. It's like you stab us in the back. I mean, you give us something, you give us a bouquet of flowers, and then you turn around and stab us in the back, stab us in the heart, saying that, oh, okay, we're gonna give you something that you can't really get. It's not for everybody. You have to be lucky, and it's only for the scalpers and hoarders to resell them back to you. I mean, it's like they get a kick out of seeing their figures go for ridiculous amounts on the secondary and tertiary market. This is just stupid. I mean, I would have been okay if this were a Walmart exclusive, which, God, that's so painful. But it's all done in blue. It should have been a Walmart exclusive. That would have made it easier for collectors, because this would have come in greater quantities. But no. They want you to go to Disney parks, spend a fortune just to enter the park, and then spend another fortune because you know how the prices are at the gift shops on Disney and Disneyland and Disney World. Oh my goodness. And then on Hasbro Pulse, good luck. Has anybody actually had an easy time getting stuff from Hasbro Pulse? Except for those of you who are really just waiting for each and every second till the pre-order drops, and it is ridiculous. It is now going to be, again, literally impossible to get this set unless you pay a significant amount. I mean, Hasbro, thank goodness I am just stepping away. I've already stepped away from the Black Series, just really extremely cherry picking the figures I want. A few figures here and there, maybe a handful per year. This is the reason why collectors are moving to other lines like SH Figuarts and Mafex, because Hasbro, you tease us with such amazing products, and the way you reward us is you make it impossible to get these figures. I think that's the Ahsoka Anakin, which is for me the best Anakin right now, better than the Archive, better than the Anniversary Retro. Rex, I think the Clone Wars version is still better. Not the Phase 1 armor, I think, is better. But, you know, a lot of fans want Phase 2, so best of luck to everybody who's trying to track this one down. It is an amazing figure. Hasbro, please, for the love of that is all good, the Allspark, the Force, you know, everything in between, please be kind to your fans. We are the only ones who are buoying up your ship, keeping you guys afloat, and this is a funny way of rewarding us. And like I mentioned, the ever famous HasLab, which just dropped, not really of significance to me. Like I said, I don't get the HasLab. I haven't picked up a HasLab product ever, even in Transformers. This is 3.75 inch scale, not really my line, but it would have been nice if it were the Marauder or Jabba's Palace. Moving on to something more exciting, we have the G.I.Joe Classified series. Now, the reveals were just absolutely on fire. It is a shame that it's so difficult to get G.I.Joe Classified series figures here in Asia. I think Hasbro has decided this is going to be their bread and butter for the US and North America markets. And, you know, Europe and Asia, it's so difficult to get these for decent prices. I mean, sure, you'll find a few here and there, but the really good ones, I mean, you'd have to spend a little more if you're in Asia, because only hobby shops are selling these. I've been to Singapore and Tokyo. Toys R Us stores are not carrying classified series. They think it's dead. And a lot of the collectors in those countries think it's dead, but the line is dead. But here in Manila, it is very much alive. If you're a reseller of this line, you are going to make money, because the local importer of Hasbro products here in Manila has just about, given up on this line. We haven't had a G.I. Joe stocks from that importer at Toys R Us and Toy Kingdom since the pandemic. Like 2020, I think, or 2021 was the last one we had. It is sad. First up, these are upcoming G.I. Joe Classified Series single packs, and man, was I excited for this. Sci-Fi. I've mentioned this in my other G.I. Joe reviews. Sci-Fi was my very, very first G.I. Joe figure ever. Like when I was a kid in the 3rd grade growing up, I asked my dad, get me a G.I. Joe. This was the first one I saw in a grocery store. Could you believe it? There were no toy stores back then, decent ones at least. And I saw it at the grocery store, they were selling it, and I said, give me that guy. I thought it was pretty cool. My brother wanted Snake Eyes. I wanted Snake Eyes, but my brother had it, so my dad didn't want to buy 2 of those. So I said Sci-Fi was the next best thing. My youngest brother got Footloose, and oh my goodness, I was so happy with the articulation of G.I. Joe figures. When you had Kenner figures like Star Wars, Silverhawks, Ninja Turtles from Playmates. I mean, the articulation was very much absent, but Hasbro changed the game with the 3.75-inch figures. Just amazing articulation with that rubber O-ring that connected that torso and that pelvis, which easily broke after 20 years. Sci-Fi is an absolute must-have. I need to pre-order this. The Grim Viper. It's interesting. I still kind of prefer the original version, which is the Range Viper. But like I said, I'm staying away from Vipers and Troopers from this line, just getting the individual characters. But this is a very, very good retool and repaint of the Range Viper. Mainframe, I didn't have a lot of love for this. My youngest brother had him. I thought it was a pretty boring character back in the 80s and 90s. The figure it was okay. He had a bunch of computers. Well, back then it wasn't significant. But in today's world, if you're a computer guy, man, you are at the forefront of warfare. So, I don't know. I might pre-order him. I have no affinity for this figure, but he looks great. I might put him on my cart once pre-order drops. And then Wetsuit. Oh my goodness, everybody is just going gaga over this figure, including me. This was one of my first figures collecting G.I. Joes, and I loved it. I loved it to bits. I brought it everywhere with me, and I broke that hose. If you had this figure, you know what I'm talking about. Everything. I lost all the accessories, the fins, you know what I'm talking about. I brought him everywhere. I brought him to the pool, to the beach. This was an amazing figure. It is a big, big slice of my childhood. I need to get this guy. I need to pre-order him. I thought I didn't, but when I saw the renders, the reveals, oh, I need to get this figure. And finally, rounding up the 4 new pre-orders slated for this week, we have Desert Scorpion. I never had this figure growing up as a kid. I did some research on the vintage figures. It wasn't much. I mean, he had a tiny scorpion with him. He was a pretty boring figure. But this one, what they did with the very lackluster 80s vintage figure, they turned him and gave him he went into overdrive. And look at that scorpion. And look at his accessories. This is a Desert Viper. I mean, come on. I am so tempted to get this, but just like Mainframe, there's no affinity for the character. I might just go ahead and pre-order it. I would love to do a review of this one. I'm not particularly fond of desert characters or Arctic characters. I prefer jungle or urban warfare, urban jungle figures over desert and Arctic, but oh man. This line is making it difficult to just stay away from these figures. These photographs, they are just making you salivate over these figures. The bunker set, G.I. Joe, nope, I didn't get a Cobra bunker. Probably not gonna get this one. Beachhead and Quick Kick. I think if memory serves me correctly, I did have some Night Force figures growing up as a kid. Quick Kick, not in his Taekwondo outfit. He is in his tactical gear. It looks great. I mean, who doesn't like Beachhead, right? Still on the fence on this one though. Steeler and Short Fuse. A lot of collectors were saying, that they were kind of disheartened seeing Steeler in a 2-pack because that kind of crushes all hopes of having a tank, a Mobat tank. But who knows, you guys. The line has been very successful with their big figures. They might just do a Mobat tank as a HasLab. I wouldn't be surprised. They'll probably do it as a HasLab, and we'll probably get another Steeler figure, so don't lose hope. As for me, not really, again, no affinity for these characters. They look great and all, but not in my target list at the moment. Some render reveals. We have the Ghost Viper. I thought this was a pretty cool concept to go with Crystal Ball. I don't remember if we had a vintage figure of this. Maybe they had prototypes. He looks great. I mean, it's a nice repurpose of a lot of things. It's a great concept if you're really into these kind of mystic line, subline of G.I. Joe Crystal Ball. You got Mindbender, you got the Zombie Vipers, the Mole Rats and all that. It's a very, very, very good figure to add to your collection. And finally, for me, the best reveal out of all the reveals for Classified Series is this. Pythona. Man, this is one of the reasons I rewatched and watched again the G.I. Joe movie. I thought she was one of the more badass Cobra Law villains in the movie. I mean, it was a kind of stupid way to die facing off against Jinx, but I love this character. I loved her face off with Jinx. I mean, I like Jinx. So having them announce this, it's obviously going to be a Pulse exclusive, another exclusive just like Nemesis Enforcer or Nemesis Immortal. It just stirred up a lot of memories, nostalgia for me. Growing up watching that movie on Betamax and then later on VHS. If you have no idea what Betamax and VHS, boy, you guys are so young. I mean, for those of you who know what those are, you probably know how I'm feeling right now. Having this character come to life, it's a little bit on the modern side. If you rewatch that movie, she had the smooth skin-tight cat suit. This is a little more stylized. I wasn't sure about it at first, but now looking at it more, I think it's a more practical look to her, very comic-y and cartoony combined in one. I think they did a good job with this one. Given that it is another Pulse exclusive, I might just have to pre-order it locally from hobby shops, which is, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes for $100 out here in Manila. But I love this reveal so much that I went on Shopee and I looked for a Nemesis Immortal or Nemesis Enforcer, and luckily I found one which was under $100. Went ahead and pre-ordered it. It was the last one. I hope it wasn't a scam. I hope it's the real deal. It's supposed to arrive in a few days from China. I hope that seller is as good as his rating is. He's got like 4.9 5-star ratings all around. I hope I wasn't scammed because I really got it for a good deal. I mean, damaged packaging I can live with, but as long as it's the real deal. And if it does come, I'll make sure to do a review of it. The other line that was really on fire during San Diego Comic-Con 2025, other than the G.I. Joe Classified series, was this Marvel Legends series, which I honestly believed I was out of this black hole. I really pulled myself out. I said I was never going to get into Marvel Legends again, except the Maximum series, and just focus on trying to get SHF figure arts for Marvel. But this line, just like the Classified series, just like the Black series, has a way of just sucking collectors back in. When you thought it was over, it was safe to go back in the water, they bite you in the ass and they manage to suck you back in. Starting things off with the reveal for Magic the Gathering. I wasn't really into the Magic the Gathering gaming cards. My brothers were though, and yeah, not my thing, but they have these tie-ups. And the Anti-Venom suit. This is really I think this is the Spider-Man retro carded Agent Venom that they turned into Anti-Venom. Really cool, but not my thing. I think for a lot of the collectors who are really into Flash Thompson as Venom, they're gonna love this. He looks great. They got him all the guns, but again, not my thing. Then we have Battle Damage Spider-Man. You know how I feel about Battle Damage. Not really my thing, but I think they used a very, very good mold with this one. If I'm not mistaken, that is the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. So a lot of collectors, I think I'm gonna be after this one. Then we have this. I have no idea who this guy is. Is he a character from Spider-Man? For those hardcore Spider-Man collectors, they might know this. Or is this a character from Magic? Definitely a no for me, but if you're into this mythology, this kind of mythical kind of creature, was he in Spider-Man? I think this is a Magic the Gathering character. I mean, if you're into that, sure. It's a great looking figure. And then finally, the fourth reveal for Magic the Gathering. This is Mary Jane Watson as the Iron Spider. Now, this is what I'm interested with. I think it's a great figure. The buck looks great. The head sculpt looks amazing. My concern really are those spider legs. If that's just a rehash of the original Iron Spider legs, and a lot of people were complaining, a lot of collectors were complaining that these Waldos were just not articulated enough. If it's the same ones, then it might be very disappointing. But Mary Jane as Spider superhero, this is an easy pickup for me, I think. But I'll have to wait and see for the when prices are revealed, because I think they mentioned this was something like 50 bucks, 40 or 50 bucks. You know, maybe 40 bucks. And I wouldn't be surprised if here in Manila it goes about 50 bucks. Because it's tied up with magic, and this is interesting. I might just go ahead and pre-order this one. For the cosplayers out there, we've got the Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine mask or cowl worn by Hugh Jackman. Wow, this thing looks amazing. I'm not really into cosplay right now, so this is going to be a pass for me. But for those Wolverine fans, this thing is a great piece. If you're not into cosplaying and you just want some Wolverine memorabilia, it's a great display piece as well. And probably the highlight of the reveals, the X-Men 97 retro carded packs. Oh man, I had sold off my first wave and the second wave of figures, but somehow, because of the Marvel versus X-Men line coming up, this line has probably sucked me back in. And I was lucky enough to pre-order on Amazon Cable and Emma Frost. Those are the only two figures that I was looking for to get from this wave. Emma Frost had like sold out within a minute, not a minute, but like 10 minutes or 5 minutes after it landed on Amazon. And I was lucky enough to get a couple pre-ordered. So yeah, she looks terrific. This is probably, I mean, a lot of White Queen fans are going to be after this one, because the old San Diego Comic Convention, the Hellfire Club, I was very disappointed with that figure. It could not stand up and use an old mold. Now this one uses the new Emma Frost mold with some new molding. She has a new bustier, great head sculpt, and that cape, not being soft goods, is fine with me. I think it looks better as a molded cape. Cable looks so cartoon accurate, very comic-y cartoon accurate version, and I'm kind of glad I sold off that Marvel Legends Cable, the modern one with the blue and yellow, very bright yellow harness. A lot of people still want that. Prices have stabilized at like 40 bucks right now here in Manila. Hobby Shop is selling 40, 45 bucks. I think this is looking to be the best Cable out there, more than the Rob Liefeld lookalike. I mean, how Rob Liefeld drew him. There was a, if you know what I mean, the old mold with still the pins. People start thinking that's still the best Cable for Marvel Legends, but I think it's about to be replaced by this one. This one is both cartoon and comic book accurate. I'm not that big of a Cable fan. Somehow he wasn't my favorite mutant in the X-Men universe, but this one I couldn't resist. I went ahead and pre-ordered this one. Sunspot, looking great for all you New Mutants fans. Jubilee, I think this is probably the weakest one in the wave. They did add some new sparklers on her, but this one I think is just the pinless joints version of the previous Jubilee we've had. That molded cloak looks different though. So, you know what? I don't know. Maybe a lot of people will still want this. Some people are just happy with their Jim Lee version, but this one's not bad if you're a big fan of Jubilee. Wolverine, I mean, for Wolverine fans, is a no-brainer. People are gonna want this one. The civilian Logan, very iconic. If you have the motorcycle, this will fit perfectly. And amazingly, that Morph figure sold out as fast as Emma Frost. I did not pre-order it, not a big fan of Morph, but for some reason, I think this sold out on Amazon. Then we have Target exclusive Storm. I was wondering about this. Was it a repack? Did we already have this? And I'm looking at the cape. I think it's new. Somebody let me know. There's just so many Storm figures. I think this is a rehash. And then we have the 2-packs, Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Come on, Hasbro. 2 packs of the X-Men 97 universe figures. This looks great. Cyclops and Jean. Scott and Jean, who doesn't want them? I mean, if you're a big X-Men fan, this is a no-brainer. You gotta pick these two up. This set looks great. You got the blast effects. Might just go ahead and pick this up. Then you get another Storm figure and Wolverine, the brown-suited Wolverine. That brown-suited Wolverine, I think, combines the head sculpt of the 97 yellow Wolverine and they just repainted it. This is definitely better than the Secret Wars. I'm so glad I held off getting that Secret Wars version because this one is so much better. That Storm though is a repack, I think, of the 2-pack with Warpath. And then finally, out of all the 3 2-packs revealed, this is probably the one that's going to sell the most. Of course, it's Gambit and Rogue. I mean, these two are more popular than Cyclops and Jean Grey, I think. I mean, I like Jean and Scott more, but Remy and Rogue, these are the most popular X-Men characters right now. The retro-carded version of the X-Men 97, Rogue and Gambit are just going for bonkers online right now, going for like 45, 50 bucks a pop. Ridiculous. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing sells out first. And count me as one of those who's probably gonna get sucked back into collecting X-Men. I told myself I was never gonna go back into X-Men, but then SH Figure Wars revealed their Cyclops, so I said, I'm gonna get that one. Might as well get these. These two look amazing. I mean, a new Remy LeBeau figure in shirtless. I mean, if you're into that, and that Rogue figure with the soft goods top. And then finally, I think the reveal that probably just dropped, the mic drop reveal of Marvel Legends is Mephisto. I wasn't sure Hasbro was gonna do this, but they finally did. The devil of the Marvel Universe, Mephisto. It is a made-to-order product. There's not an amount of specified pieces that we're gonna produce for the factory. It's made to order. You know what? I think that's just a marketing strategy. I think they've already produced like thousands of this thing, and then they just told fans, oh, it's pre-order, we're not going to make any more than what you guys order. So it's crazy, and it's probably a good strategy because everyone's going to go bonkers just pre-ordering this thing online for a month. And well, unfortunately, I'm not one of those who will do that because I'm not really into this character. It is not something I wished for my collection. Wasn't really interested reading up on him in the comic books. I actually hated this character, for that matter. But it is the devil of the Marvel Universe and, of course, the cinematic universe right now. So a lot of people are going to be going after this one. And don't get me wrong, the figure looks amazing. With all the props, you got the throne, molded cape, that head sculpt, just amazing. He is so comic book accurate. The photography on this thing is just sick. This is going to be a great, great product. Marvel Legends, after the duds that they released on HasLab, I think they're back to form, and a lot of collectors are happy this isn't a HasLab product. Just like Dragon Man, this thing's gonna be a sell. Finally, the Transformers reveals! Age of the Primes and the Studio Series dropped a lot of bombs, man. Transformers is on fire. Maybe not as on fire as G.I. Joe and Marvel Legends, but they were amazing. So first up, some exclusives. The Jetfire. This is the Void Rivals in that Energon universe. If you read up in the comic books, you know what I'm talking about. I had already sold off my Siege Jetfire twice. I picked it up twice, resold it. I don't know. For some reason, it was a good figure, but I was afraid it was going to get yellow, and colors were toy accurate, but not cartoon accurate, and I was kind of hoping Hasbro would reveal a toy accurate version, and sure enough, they did. They're saying this is comic book accurate, but if you watch the old shows in the 80s, if you grew up in the 80s watching Saturday morning cartoons, you will know this is a very, very 80s cartoon, G1 cartoon accurate Jetfire, and I am loving it. If I can find this for a decent price, I would love to get my hands on this one. And then we have the, what is this? Hearts of Steel version. I remember a third-party company did these figures. They even had Shockwave, and Hasbro decided, let's make it official. They look great, but it's not really something I'm excited about. Kind of a steampunk universe Transformers, if you're into that. These are great sets, but they are deluxe class figures going for Voyager class figures prices. Probably a pass for me. And then we have the Armada Nemesis Prime with finally mini-cons that form Star Saber. This one looks amazing. It is a great repaint. I was shocked that Hasbro did this. Usually it's Takara Tomy that does this as an e-hobby exclusive, but I'm shocked that they did it. And probably Takara Tomy is going to do their own version, but he looks great. And again, if I can get it for a good price, I would love to get my hands on this figure. And then we have a collaboration of Transformers and Hot Wheels by Mattel. These two look great. I remember like years ago, 2 years before the pandemic, I was watching a video on YouTube at a Mattel Hot Wheels conference. If you collect Hot Wheels, you know what I'm talking about. And somebody had asked the marketing manager or whatever, head of marketing from Mattel, if they would do a collaboration with Hasbro, maybe come up with Transformers vehicles for the Hot Wheels 1/64 scale. And that lady just shook her head and says, we will never work with our biggest rival in the toy industry. And that was, what, 6-7 years ago. And look at us now. Hot Wheels has been releasing products with Transformers. Mattel and Hasbro have been collaborating. Maybe that lady had been retired or whatever, but the collaboration seems to be very profitable for both companies, especially the transforming 1/64 Mattel exclusive, Mattel website exclusive, Matty Collector exclusive. That was so ridiculously overpriced in the secondary market, selling for $100-200. Crazy, man. But it seems the partnership is working, and I am loving what they did with these figures, with this kind of setup. We have the Bone Shaker and Twin Mill. Now both are still on Amazon if you're interested. They are still on the shipping fee applies for these products, no free shipping. So I've left Twin Mill on my cart waiting for the free shipping, but Bone Shaker, I figure this thing is going to sell out faster than Twin Mill, so I decided to pull the trigger, pay for that $13 shipping fee. And who knows, maybe before December, because this thing gets released in December according to Amazon, maybe sometime before that it goes on free shipping. I'll go ahead and order it on free shipping and cancel my previous order. I don't know, because they're going for $30. They're deluxe class figures for $30 with $13 shipping to Manila. Unbelievable. If these two figures become very successful, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more Hot Wheels transforming into Transformers. On to the Age of the Primes reveal. Starting with deluxe class figures, we've got Deluxe Target Master Sure Shot. Wasn't a big fan of this. For Target Master collectors, this is a welcome figure. Again, they're using that old G1 Target Master that, you know, he transformed into a robot with one step, non-articulated. I wish Takara Tomy would step in, make their own version of this figure and give him articulated, fully articulated, transforming Target Master figures, but we'll have to wait and see. He looks great. The colors and all, very G1. I might just go ahead and pick this one up or pre-order it. Get it just to review it, but I don't think I'll be keeping it. We have another Junkion, Hasbro, and their repaints. You know how I feel about these guys. No, Jalopy, this is a pass for me. We have Quick Strike. Now, this one I'm pretty sure I'm not getting. I am so happy I got out of the Beast Wars Black Hole. They were great and all back in the 90s, but the toys, I wasn't 100% happy with them. This is a great figure, one of the more popular characters. I mean, they've already released Silverbolt. This is not a surprise for me. I knew they were going to do this. He looks amazing if you're a Beast Wars fan, but I don't know. It's tempting. I'd probably get this one just to review it, but no, I will wait for the cheapest one online for this one before I start getting it. I'm not in a hurry to get this one though, but he looks great. If you watch the show back in the day, this is an amazing figure. Age of the Primes, we get another Prime, Quintus Prime. Very simplistic transformation based on this render, but I would love to get this one. If you read the comic books and you watch the cartoon Earthspark, you'll probably be very familiar with this Prime, Quintus Prime. I was afraid they wouldn't do a good job with those octopus tendrils, cosmic octopus or space octopus tendrils that he would have, and I think they did a wonderful job with this one. They kind of cheated a bit, clear plastic on it, but I think it's great. This is definitely going on my pre-order list. And of course, Blast Off, if you're the Combaticons as much as I am, oh, this is a no-brainer. You've got to pick him up. I mean, we already have Vortex. He's amazing. Definitely one to pick up. Definitely pre-ordering this one. Brawl, oh my goodness, he is so beefy and chunky, and he's a Voyager class figure. Look at those guns on the rear of the tank. That is so G1 toy accurate. The colors look great. Definitely a pickup, definitely a pre-order. Voyager class again, we have Wreck-Gar. People were saying this was going to be Wreck-Gar was inevitable after that. What's the name of that other Junkion that was released? It is a retool of a previously released Junkion. The head sculpt looks great. Just not a fan of this mold. And like I said, I'm done with Junkions. This is a pass for me. Now this one is one to pick up. It is Amalgamus Prime, just continuing on with the 13. He looks great. He looks like a mech suit from Robotech. I love it. Is he the predecessor of Shockwave in mythology? I mean, if Megatronus was of Megatron, maybe Shockwave's idol, or he was a fan of Amalgamus Prime. I love this one. This is a definite pre-order. Easy pre-order for me. Leader class, we move on to Razor Claw. This was inevitable. I mean, I didn't even pick up the first version of this mold. The colors look better on this one though, but easy pass for me. Leader Big Comboy. If you watch the Japanese anime continuity of Beast Wars, you'll know who this one is. And people are already saying this is going to be the figure of the year. The Mastodon, not Mastodon, was it Mastodon or Woolly Mammoth? Woolly Mammoth? Maybe Mastodon. Alt mode, Optimus Prime. Better than Leo Convoy. The big convoy has a lot of these Beast Wars anime fans salivating. I think he looks great, but like I said, I'm out of the Beast Wars line. I don't know. He is tempting to just review. I do want to review a potential figure of the year. I mean, I didn't even get Magmatron, and they said Magmatron was figure of the year, but who knows? I don't know. If I can find this one cheap, I might, and then just flip it. But, you know, it's an Optimus Prime, a Comboy figure. Might as well go ahead and get one, just to review. And then we have a render reveal. We have Onslaught, of course, Commander class. I mean, this is inevitable. Amazingly enough, they did not have a render reveal for Swindle. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this one. And it's probably going to be the same engineering as what they did with Silverbolt, but at least this guy really has a legit trailer. Okay, on to Studio Series from Transformers 1, the movie. We have Voyager class Alpha Trion. Not exactly something I need because I'd already pre-ordered the G1 Alpha Trion, but you know, I liked this Alpha Trion in the movie. I loved the movie. I might go ahead and get this, but then flip it. But he looks very interesting based on the render. The colors look great, the sculpt looks great. Yeah, I might as well go ahead and pre-order this one. Now, this is one I was really excited for. Arachnid. I loved her in the movie. One of my favorite characters from the movie. I'm just concerned that they changed the alt mode way too much. I know when they revealed it, Mark Clonus was saying they had to, and even Evan, they were saying they had to redo the alt mode, maybe modify it a bit, because the alt mode in the movie had the entire helicopter propeller, like a circular propeller on her rear end. And this doesn't look like that. It looks like the propellers are on the side. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but given the fact that I love this character, I will definitely pre-order this one and review it because I think she looks great in that robot mode and that alt mode. Maybe, I'm guessing DNA Design will probably come up with a kit to make it more accurate. So definitely, I think I'm gonna get this one. From Transformers The Last Night, we have Deluxe Class Barricade, one of my favorite characters in the movie, but this render looks awful. Oh my goodness, he looks like a hobbit. The alt mode looks great, but I am not sure about this one. Maybe just to review it. I'll probably pre-order it if there's free shipping and all that, but I don't see myself hanging on to this one after reviewing it. Now, this is probably one of the best reveals for Transformers. If you're a big G1 fan like I am, love the 86 movie. I don't even remember, did he appear in the movie? I think he appeared as a dead character in the movie. We have Deluxe Class Wind Charger. Finally, a Minibot. Yet another Minibot to add to her growing collection of Minibots. Some of the Minibots were disappointing, some were great. This one, just by the renders alone, looks to be an amazing figure. I think this could be more of a figure of the year, more than that Mastodon Big Comboy figure. He looks great in alt mode. It looks a lot like he did in the cartoon. Because if you remember the toy looked like a Hot Wheels car. This one looks great. It looks like it's from Fast and the Furious and that robot mode. Very, very G1. Love the colors, and they said he's got some magnets effect, some gimmick with the magnets and all that because of his magnetic personality, magnetic powers. So we'll have to wait and see, but I am definitely pre-ordering this one. I wouldn't be surprised if pre-orders are sold out in a few seconds. Hopefully we get pre-orders soon. Come on, Hasbro, don't do this to us. And I'm glad it's not an exclusive. Hopefully it's not an exclusive. I remember them saying it's not, so good job, Hasbro. Again, from the last night, of course, Nemesis Prime. We have to have a redeco of Optimus Prime. If you remember my review of Age of Extinction Leader Class Studio Series Optimus Prime, I was very disappointed with that figure. I love the engineering, love the sculpt. It was a little small-ish, but the colors were just horrible. They tried to get away with not using silver paint. They molded a lot of the pieces in gray. Hopefully they learned the lesson and do something about this figure and make it pop. If this figure comes up with better colors, it's the exact same figure. Come on, who are we kidding? With probably a different head sculpt. If they, as Age of Extinction, but if they come up with something better with the colors, then this is probably the one I'm getting. I sold off that Age of Extinction Prime, and because I kind of knew they were going to release it last night, so maybe. I'm not saying it's going to be a great figure, but I'll probably end up getting this one just to review it. And then finally, this was probably the mic drop reveal. Just like Mephisto, we have Voyager Class 86 Thundercracker, or from the movie, Transformers the movie, 1986 Thundercracker. And people were like, oh, Thundercracker? Is it a re-release? It's just a repack of that Amazon exclusive 2-pack. And they said it's a brand new mold. And based on the renders, cartoon accurate mold with the colors. I mean, come on, Hasbro. Kaya nyo naman pala eh. Why do you have to keep, kaya nyo naman, I mean, you guys can do it. Why do you have to let us suffer through inferior molds before giving us the correct and proper mold? But you know what? The current Voyager Seekers, I'm happy with it. But given that they've just announced this, I was planning on hunting down that Dramatic Capture Series Thundercracker with reflector set in Tokyo, but I probably won't have to do that now. I was trying to get that one for Thundercracker, but now that we have this, and they already announced everything, obviously they're going to do Skywarp, and obviously they're going to do Starscream. Hasbro keeps making things obsolete. They announced this, so what happens to the old Coronation Starscream? It's just obsolete now. So it just gives credence to my philosophy of purging the collection. I mean, if you're not such a collector, a completist of everything, it's a wise decision to just keep purging your collection, because Hasbro keeps making their products obsolete, coming up with better products. Not to say that's an entirely bad thing. It's always great to keep improving, just like the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, constant improvement, constant innovation. That's what they're doing, and I'm glad they did this. It sucks, but I'm happy. This was really, really good. I mean, a lot of collectors, a lot of fans who have been non-stop complaining about the mold, the current Siege or Earthrise mold of Seekers. Now they get to shut up and just admire this figure. Good job, Hasbro. And then another major mic drop reveal during San Diego Comic-Con is Titan Class Age of Extinction Grimlock. Who would have thought they would do this? And again, they've made that Leader Class Studio Series Grimlock obsolete. This one looks fantastic. The Leader Class Optimus Prime can ride this figure. That's how big he is. He's probably at least 20 inches long in alt mode. In robot mode, they said he's 15 inches, just like the Star Optimus Prime. They really shrunk down their Titan Class figures from 18 inches to 15 inches, but I think this is a great step forward. I'm not saying I'm interested in this for keeping it. I'll probably get it. Probably not. It's a Titan Class. If it goes for a good price with free shipping, I might pre-order it, but it's not something I want to keep, especially because they're planning to do everybody. They're planning to do all 4 Dinobots in Titan Class scale. Can you believe it? And that's going to $150 times 4. That is 600 bucks just on Studio Series. And I told myself I'm out of the Bayverse universe. I'm never going to get back into this, and here they come giving us an amazing product. It looks to be amazing. The colors are great. The colors are perfect for a lot of the Bayverse fans. You guys are going to love this. And a lot of people have been collecting the third-party versions, the oversized versions of the Studio Series Leader Class Grimlock. Now they can probably do away with those and get the official one. So that wraps up our look into the reveals at San Diego Comic-Con 2025 of Hasbro's Marvel Legends, the Black Series, Classified Series, and of course Transformers. Which ones were your favorite reveals? Let me know in the comments section below. Let me know what you think of these reveals. I think this is probably one of the best shows that Hasbro's done, except for Star Wars, of course, but Marvel Classified Series, they were on fire. Transformers was amazing too. My favorites were, of course, Cliff Jumper and Thundercracker. Sure, Titan Class Grimlock, but Cliff Jumper, wow. So excited for that one, and Thundercracker and the rest of the Seekers. For Marvel Legends, of course, it's going to be the X-Men, who, God, I hate being sucked back into that black hole, but what can you do? And for Star Wars, Asajj Ventress, of course. Not as exciting, not as excited. And of course, the G.I. Joe figures, sci-fi. Finally, I got reunited my old figure. And because they're doing that, I have half the mind to actually track down that old 3.75-inch sci-fi figure. Not the vintage one, but the modern one that I reviewed. I think I need that one now. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for 2025 and 2026? It is an amazing time to be a collector of Transformers, Star Wars, Marvel Legends, and a G.I. Joe Classified Series. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and as always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, welcome, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.